Okay, so here's a trade analysis for somebody in the Discord. This is Netflix today. Very bearish catalyst. We don't know what it was, but something went down. Very nice short. But if you look at that candle right through there, you might get super excited on a low probability day like this, but you have to be careful. So if you have your chart plotted out here, there might be some lines on here that are a mess, so I'm going to delete these. But really the key lines are these two right here. This move is such insanely high volume that none of these like higher RVol candles here are really going to stop it. Like if you look at some of these candles, they're higher relative volume, but they're not really going to do a lot to stop Netflix. If you take a look at the algo lines, if you zoom out through here, you've got one coming from this candle. You got another one from way, way, way back. That's the big daddy one. And then you have like another one coming across through here, so maybe I could move that far. You don't really need to look at this one right now either though. So you just want to take a look at these two algo lines right through here. And so your goal here is you need to figure out what the best strategy is based on where the price is at any given moment. So it's kind of like game theory. So on this first candle, you're looking to see if this thing just closes near the low, because then that makes it a legitimate bearish explosion and you can enter it. If this thing wicked back up to here, and even if it started moving back down again, that kind of put the selling into question, but this was just pure selling all the way through down. So you know this thing is legit. Now you're looking for some kind of strategy or entry. Okay, so you watch this, and I'm gonna try to move this from candle to candle. So you move over there and you see this candle right through here, which is nice. It stays down in the bottom section through here, kind of high relative volume, but doesn't break above that anchored volume weighted average price right through there. But we look at the next candle through here, it starts looking a little bit more bearish. That's cool. So what I did is I took a strangle. I took a strangle with an at the money put through here, and then I had like a way out of the money cheap call somewhere up and through here. So if this thing was going to be a big spike on a low probability day like this, I would be able to get out using the out of the money call and still either scratch it or turn a profit on it. And they're experimental. I don't know if they work long term, but that was my strategy. I would not have entered this thing short right here. And the reason is because it's sitting right on top of that first algo line. This one right through there, it's sitting right on top of that. So you don't know if it's going to reject through there. You don't know if it's just going to spike down through there and come back up or just immediately reject through this algo line yet. So if you're using a strategy that gives you a saving grace, cool, go for it. But if you're going straight directional trade, you probably don't want to enter at this point unless you're really, really aggressive. Like if you read a news article that comes out about Netflix and the context of that news article is super, super bearish, go for it. That's an aggressive short right through there. But what you're looking for is a break of this algo line. So we continue going through and we see this breakdown. Right there is where I took profits. That was like 60% profits. I'm not waiting around for anything more. That's plenty. I'm out right away because this could easily be a complete engulf, right? So this could be a dip below the algo and then a complete engulf out, up through there because you even see it start to form through there. And look, the green volume down here is pretty similar. It's not like the green volume is really, really low. So there's some kind of selling and buying back and forth going on through here. It's not just pure selling. So now you're still thinking, oh my God, I want to get in this thing, especially because it's low probability. So you probably have some, like you're just itching to trade right now. So you're looking for any reason to get in this thing. You should probably wait. The reason why you should wait is you want to see if this broken algo line switches from support into resistance. So right now it's just kind of cruising right now and you still can't take this thing short because even though it hasn't bounced and you say, oh man, this is going to be a nice compression break. Well, you get a compression break right into the second algo, okay? So you can't do that either. So you need to wait for this thing to come up and test as resistance, right? So if we're looking at this, there we go, right through there. That candle right through there and this right through here is the rejection of the algo line. So we broke through it, we retested it, okay. Nobody wants to buy this thing anymore now that it's broken through this algo. It's time to rock. You could enter here, but remember, you only really have surefire room down to here. So that's still like $5. That's a pretty good move, but this is a PDS type of trade. If you want to take a PDS on this, that's perfect because you can get a $5 move on this. But if you're taking pure directional trade and you take like 70 delta options on this thing, you're only making $5 move. This contract might cost you like 25 bucks. 30 bucks, something like that. So you want to wait. Now the reason why this is also a nice confirmation too is that's your first HA candle. So you get coming up here to the algo line and you get an HA candle, flat top. That's nice confirmation of a trend reversal, typically. So yeah, you can enter right through there, but don't expect this line here to break. So what a lot of people will do is they'll like chase it right away. So once it's down through here, they'll short right down in there because they're getting excited to enter this thing. And then they got to endure this pullback, which may or may not happen. This thing might engulf all the way back up and they get screwed, or it gets to here and it gets stopped and rejected too. You need to figure out where your highest strategy moments are, where you have room to run and you have good confirmation. Because where you enter on these trades is very important. You want to enter in an advantageous place where you have room to run. So another example here is DLTR. If you look at DLTR, it's in this big giant bear channel. It's very weak, it's got all the things you need, but I shorted it kind of like right about here, or maybe, actually I maybe shorted it right there, and then it dropped, but then it engulfed back out of the bear channel. And oftentimes what happens is when you get an overextension through a channel, it's going to pull back up all the way up to the top through there. So I waited until it rejected this anchored VWAP right through here, and I saw a little bit of selling coming back into play. And then I took the short right up through there because I really like the D1. Now, I didn't see this line through here. This may be an algo line, so I may be screwed on this thing. But this is another example of just because it's a good short doesn't mean you should take it right away. It's better to take this short here because I can exit the trade on a move through here instead of exit the trade on a loss through there. And this thing hopefully will just either in the morning test this and then continue dropping, or just pull sideways on this type of thing too. And hopefully I have continued room all the way down in through here, but we'll see what's going on. So that's an example of like where you should get into a trade. And oftentimes what happens is when you're new and you're having trouble managing your emotions, or your emotions aren't set up right, you'll enter at these like terrible middle grounds between like should have been up there or should have been over there, but then you need so much confirmation to overcome your fear that you enter too late and you enter at a position where you don't have a lot of options.